Ah, yes, the art of vinifying grains.
You talk about this all the time. He never stops. It's just constant.
I vinify.
He's just like,
every
today
grain.
I'm vinifying this and vinifying that.
Every grain I come across.
Everything.
So this is super interesting. This is a long article. This is a deep dive article. And it's like a human interest piece, right? Mm-hmm. So this guy owns a brewery. And his goal has been to do something different. Do something extra with his beer making. And so what that's turned into is very low hop load beers, very intense fruited beers. Like he's growing and harvesting his own fruit for these beers, and he's doing a lot of like barrel aging and blending to create a very cohesive and complex product, right? And so you can see in the article, he says 50% of his work is with the barrels, selecting, tasting, and blending them. 30% is taking care of the fruit, the orchards, the harvest, and 20% is actual brewing. And so the hops he's using are wild-grown, harvested hops that he's picking himself.
Interesting, yeah.
He doesn't do any boiling of the hops. And what ends up happening is he gets these beers that are much more like a fruited wine or a high body cider than they are a beer. Huh. And so I had this friend that said, like, it's not really like you're making beer, it's that you're vinifying the grains. You're turning the grains into a wine product.
Huh, yeah.
And, he sells his bottles $15-16 a pop for a single bottle. Like, this is a very artisanal situation that's happening. And I think it's so fascinating because obviously there's like a lot of marketing and buzz going on. But also the idea that you can treat grains in a similar manner that you would treat wine grapes.
Right.
And appreciate the terroir, the growing conditions, the fruit blending, the barrel treatment, making sure that you're blending barrels to get a cohesive product. All that is really like next level. That's like very doing the most.
It is.
To me. And so I appreciate the craft of it.
Yeah.
I would be very curious to try this guy's beers. I'm pretty sure he's in the UK, so that's probably never going to happen for me. But I love that this guy is like, you know what? I'm going to take this thing you know and love, fruited beer, and I'm going to turn it on its head into something that is totally unexpected. Right. And I'm going to do it my own way.
Yeah. I'm laughing at Faywood because she said, this vilifying thing sounds real good.
Yeah. Turn the brews into villains.
Sorry, we're not trying to make fun of you. Maybe a little bit.
Just a tiny bit.
Just a little bit.
I think this is super cool, and like I'm interested. Like, have you thought of using grains in that way? Like, even in a braggot, imagine like trying to turn grains into a wine-like product and then make a piment out of that instead of a braggot.
I'm not there yet.
It's like way up here,
like,
right?
I'm here. That is up here. I am not anywhere there. I don't know. Maybe eventually we'll get there.
That's super cool.
It is interesting though.